Hello and welcome back. I want to talk about these new diseases of our world. HIV was not that old. It was just, 30 or 40 years old. And we have Ebola, Zika virus, all these bird flus and all. And all these new diseases, it's always originate from poor countries. And the victims are mostly from these poor nations. It's strange that these things happen only in poor areas or poor countries and not rich areas of poor nations. I believe in biological weapons and it's used often a lot by all these super rich, super powerful people of our world, and they taste and use these kinds of weapons on so many things. We're going to see more and more of these mysterious diseases, virus, bacteria, and parasites in the future because we have some rich and wealthy people who are practicing, who are experimenting new medicines, and they are they are doing lots of practice on all these poor people from poor parts of the world, and it's very scary because some of the most powerful and richest businessmen and people, you know, on the planet, they are watching, regulating human populations, and they have monopoly on almost everything. They have the money, they have the power, they have the influence in government too. These people think they are the savior, the keeper of this earth, this world. So they regulate even the human populations on earth. So any new medicines given out in mass quantities to public by government should be investigated and examined. All the consequences and side effects. See, we have to look, we have to investigate, we have to study. One great example of that is polio drops. It was once, experimental medicine experimented on millions of people in Africa and other poor regions of the world. Some are saying AIDS originated from this polio medical experimentation. So if people investigate and study more, then they will know something about it. We know some great scientists and big medical organizations are doing lots of secret experiments, but their you know failures and side effects are of the work are mostly cover up, and we know nothing about it. And all these failures lead to lots of side effects, tragedies, and see lots of strange new diseases pop out of nowhere in some poor areas and poor countries. But we'll only know these things decades and decades later. So people needs to understand and study more about this stuff because people who have so much power, so much money, so much influence, they are doing some strange, crazy, secret things, and their failures are never to be exposed. And only when they succeed on something, they will be all over the, you know, medias, newspaper, etc. But their failures, their bad experiment, and all these side effects, consequences, and tragedies. Due to all that, we see new diseases pop out of some parts of the world. So there are some somebody, something is going on. So without that, we won't be having all these new diseases like Ebola and Zika virus, etc. So that's my opinion, that's my thinking. Comments below, and please subscribe.